And so here's an interesting chart that if you're familiar with Foye Wallace's book, Bulwarks of the Faith, which is a great big volume, not in print anymore, but no, if the Bible says that our salvation, and it does, is an antitype of Noah's salvation, and he was saved through water, and we are saved through water, which is baptism, notice these comparisons. Water saved Noah from the sinful world. What does baptism do? Saves us from a sinful life. That's what 1 Peter 3, verse 21 says. Water delivered Noah from physical death. What does baptism deliver us from? Romans 6, verse 3 says, from spiritual death. We saw that a couple weeks ago. Water was the line of demarcation between the old world and the new world. Romans chapter 6 says it's the line of demarcation between our old life and our new life. Water separated the saved from the lost. Baptism separates the saved from the lost. Mark 16:16. Water cleansed and purified the earth. We'll see these verses next week. Baptism cleanses and purifies our souls. Water buried the evils of the world. Baptism buries the old man. From the water emerged a new world. What are we raised to walk in? A new life. Water was the means by which God exercised his saving power. And we'll see in just a few minutes that's the same when it comes to baptism. God uses the word antitype in 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 21 for a very specific reason. To point out that just as Noah was saved through water, there's something that now corresponds to that saves us. It's funny. Some people, this will be in the notes, and we're going to have this in a book in the last class of this, and so we don't have time to get into it today, but it'll be in the book. There's some people who want to come to 1 Peter 3 and verse 21, and they want to make the baptism to be something other than water baptism. Well, what does the context demand? The context demands water. Verse 20 is water. I don't know how you get to verse 21 and all of a sudden lose water. That's the whole purpose of the word antitype, is to bring water through which Noah was saved in verse 20 into verse 21 and say, that's through which what we are saved today. What else do we have? And I don't have time for that chart. We'll get into that some other time.